And hello, good people of the internet. It is I, Tommy Kelly. This is Adventures in Woo, and we're back to the black and white DSLR videos. As I mentioned on the podcast, the Tasta podcast, the Tommy and Spud Talk About podcast, I'm kind of come back a bit on the kind of production levels in some sense in some of these things, making it a bit more simple and a bit more easy, because there was an issue with some music that I was using on the YouTube channel that I had rights for originally and then didn't, and then it was kind of whole mess. What I'm finding with doing the videos and doing podcasts and that is you end up, you spend more time on admin and kind of sorting it out than you do, editing and all these things than you do actually, making this stuff. And I want to be creative and I want to do this stuff and I want to have more time to do the comic than to be chasing up people over emails over, music rights and stuff like that. Besides, I don't think when I was doing the daily lockdown videos like this with the black and white and just straight loading it up, I think we all enjoyed that. Well, I enjoyed it anyway. And I could probably do more of them. That was the thing, if I had to edit them every day, put music in and put them all together, render them, all that, it just would have been a nightmare and I wouldn't have done it. So anyway, that's the preamble for why we're back to black and white, no music. I just want to say as well, this, which is the print that I did for the Halloween print. What has happened is a number of people have asked me, could I keep them? One, that just couldn't get it in the date. And then since most of them have come back and goes that they can't get it or there's, things have changed and all that. So there's a number of things I was kind of keeping some as well for different people, all that kind of stuff. But there is still some left, which is the result of that. So if you didn't get one and you haven't been looking for one because you think they're sold out, they're not. There's 12 left, I think. 12 left. 13 left, including my own one, which I like to keep. So the link will be in the show description if future Tommy remembers to do it. So what we're doing today is Patreon 47's readings, one card readings. We do these every month. If you're on the Patreon, you just put in your question and I give you a one card reading. Now, we only have 20 minutes on the DSLR because that's the way it is, which I think is fine. I think that's a long enough video to be doing these things for. So I'm going to get through the questions quick enough. But before that, I just want to talk about this idea of who exactly are we talking to when we do a divination. So this has come up around kind of various discussions around my HGA kind of incident that I had last month, and that how when some other people have got the knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel, which is the HGA, that their divination improved, so that they were then seeing that all their divination was in a correspondence with their higher self, Holy Guardian Angel, whatever it is that you want to see that as. But I would suggest though that if you're doing a 47's reading, then that the people you were talking to is the 47's rather than your Holy Guardian Angel or whoever. Now of course you can do whatever you want, but so I would just make that note at the beginning of that when you're going to do a divination, kind of have the intention or in some way do an invocation or something of who you actually want to talk to, because otherwise who are you talking to? So one thing you could do with that is you could use the unifying sigil as your focus just at the beginning. Just say I'm going to connect with the 47s or whatever feels the least hokey for you, or just a mental thing of I'm going to connect with them. Anyway, I thought I would mention that as something you could think about, that when you're doing a divination, to acknowledge at the beginning of it who you're asking the questions of or who you're trying to communicate with. Right, 16 minutes 10 seconds. Let's get into these. Craig Louis Barrios. I have to, as always, apologise up front that I'm just going to butcher all your names, and that's the law. That's what we do. That's just how it is. So, Craig asks, some people pronounce that Craig, which is weird, including people who are called Craig. I have a friend who's Craig, and he pronounces it Craig. It's very strange. Which servant wants to assist me now in connecting more deeply with the rest of the 40 servants? So, it's going to be a very easy answer. The Explorer. So that's an interesting one to get with the Explorer, because you're going to want to explore the rest of the 40 servants. So I would suggest, hanging out with the Explorer. One of those cards, one of those servants that doesn't get mentioned an awful lot, but exceptional, really good one. Merrily Duffy. What am I not paying attention to that I should be? I always feel like I should interject some of Tommy's opinion into these before I ask a question or get the cards. I'd say there's loads of things we're not paying attention to. But what is the most specific or most important for you? Okay, let me see. So we have the sun. The sun can be many things, and particularly the sun, as I've been reminded about recently, is the sun is a thing that can illuminate things that are hidden. So that's pretty interesting. That what are you not paying attention to? So there would suggest that there is something you're not paying attention to that has kind of been hidden. And I would suggest it's hidden by you, not by kind of like people. It's not that, someone has the TV remote and is hidden it away. It's some sort of aspect or some sort of behavior or some sort of approach that you're not acknowledging about yourself that's kind of hindering you. And with the sun as well, you kind of have that, it's around power, energy. This feels a bit like it's around personal power to me, that there's some sort of need of shadow, like a shadow work thing that you have to kind of look at yourself, look at what you're doing, look at what you're not doing, look at what you're avoiding. That's always a good way to know what where the sun needs to shine on your shadow work, is look at what you're avoiding, look at what you're not even trying to think about, look that that you've just pushed away. So somewhere in personal power, something around. I always laugh at that because I feel like Tony Robbins, personal power. But by what I mean is, your own kind of ability to transverse the world and engage in the world. Your personal kind of volition or movement, and that's something that you're possibly avoiding that needs the sun. So work with the sun. You can work with the sun in that and contemplate the sun, contemplate the sigil, and just let that kind of unfold and see what emerges from that. Rodrigo, Franco, what should I be aware of regarding the new project I'm starting? Okay, this time I'm using the standard Game Crafter deck. I usually use the Brazilian deck, but I thought for a change I'd use the other deck. This is the deck I carry around with me all the time. Anyway, Rodrigo, what should I be aware of regarding the new project I am starting? The Hilo. So, I don't know what your project is, obviously, but I would suggest, though, that you kind of look up front about previous things you've done and how your approach to maybe has led to maybe burnout or working too long, working too intensely, not looking after yourself in regards to spending too much time at this, that there is a kind of a notion that you need to be aware of your own physical, mental, emotional health going into this, that it could be a very tasking job and it could take a lot out of it. And if you're not kind of mindful of your own health regards to what you want to give to this, what you want to endure, or what you want to allow to happen, then you could end up in burnout. So, Abraxas, what should I expect from this project? It's great. These are all getting on to new projects and doing new things. Fantastic. Given this year, this is what it is. We could at the end of this year be completely and utterly down and not want to do anything. So it's great to see the opposite is happening for some people. If you are down, may your best days be ahead, and I hope they are. Okay, Abraxas, what should I expect from this project? The Monk. So, simplicity, silence, a sense of going inward rather than, so inner growth, inner kind of a reflection, a coming back, a kind of an amalgamation or not, an osmosis of all the things that you've learned, kind of assimilating into you, that it's going to be, I don't know, rather than some sort of massive outward expression, it'll probably feel like, to the outside, possibly like a retreat, that, it'd be like, I don't know, say someone like a movie star, rather than making loads of movies which everyone goes to see, he goes and does acting lessons for a year and then comes back as a better actor. But it seems like he's been doing nothing, but there has been all this work that's been going on, kind of silent in the background, where there's a learning, there's a you come out with a new approach, but it's also kind of coming away from the noise of the world. Silence seems to be the key to what the monk wants to say in this regard. Something to do with silence. Natasha von Steers, what should I be focusing on to meet my current goal? Let me see. Sorry, I keep checking the time. Worse than when you're watching a YouTube video and they're looking at the thing rather than you, and it's just kind of very off-putting. I know it's so easy to do. Anyway, Natasha von Steers, what should I be focusing on to meet my current goal? The Tinker, right? So, the thinker, there is a H in that. It's just my Irish accent refuses to actually pronounce the H in it. So it's about thinking it out, intellectualizing it, working it out on paper, actually putting in the plan, rather than kind of going on feel or going, like say if you were writing a story, that you would really need the structures, focus on the actual structure rather than that kind of creative thing of where you just kind of let it unfold. That there is an important element of whatever your project is, your goal is, that you need to structure it, you need to think about it, you need to delineate what you want, what you don't want, what has to happen at different times. It's like make a to-do list or goal setting, all of that kind of stuff, rather than just a general, like I want a new car. My goal is to have a new car. So it's rather than just putting it out there to the universe, it's going, right, here's how I'm going to break down my monthly finance. Here's what I can afford. Here's my savings. Here's what I'm willing to give out of my savings. Here's, the extra work I'm willing to do to get more money. Whatever it is, actual thinking it rather than a general kind of, wish and see. That's kind of, it sounds a bit more flippant than I want it to be. Rather than just going with the flow element of it to see what happens, which we tend to do sometimes in magic, and that it is appropriate to do in magic at different times. But in this case, it's not appropriate, is what the cards are saying. Okay, hold on till I scroll down here. Lotus, hello Lotus. What would the universe like me to know right now? Oh. The universe would like you to know that there's a great adventure around the world, and to let it go and enjoy it and to embrace it and not to be afraid of it. And there's a sense of joy, and adventure is open-armed, welcoming, completely out there. It's like, that Titanic scene, I'm king of the world, or whatever that quote is. But it's open wide acceptance. It's not closed, it's not protective, it's not, kind of afraid of being hurt, or, it's embracing the adventure that is life. And so the universe would like you to be aware of that, and that in a sense that it's safe to do that. Not that that it's some hardship that you just have to accept. Whatever happens, that it's safe. It's safe to be happy and to have hope and to look forward to things, and to try new things, and that there is adventure. To acknowledge that there is things that have yet to unfold and to happen. Okay. Time waste, 7 minutes. Okay, Jason Mendel, what's the next step in my path? The depleted, right, Jason, here's the thing. The depleted would suggest that you have to factor in some sort of element of rest and recuperation, because something in your life or some element of your path has come to a fruition, in the sense that the energy is spent in it. The depletion can be a kind of a negative card depending on the context. It usually means that you're beating a dead horse in some area, that this is over. It's like, say it's a relationship or whatever, and it's ended, and the person keeps trying to rekindle that relationship, but it's obvious to everyone other than them that it's over. So the depleted is there's that kind of feel to it. So there's some element. What exactly was your question? The next step is to realize where you're doing that. Where are you continuing to make the same mistake, to follow the same path that leads to the same place that never gets you where you want, and that you're, where are you kicking the dead horse, and where, and from there see, is there a better approach to what you want to do, or what you have to do next? Are you doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results? That only seems to work with practicing like music, where you do the same thing over and over again and then eventually get good at it. Doesn't seem to be as practical in the rest of our lives. So yeah, good luck with that. Dylan Sticker, how should I proceed from here? Okay, I'm going to have to step up my game a bit here. The poser, so how do you proceed from here? Look at what's been you're being limited by in the outside world. It's not an inner thing, it's not you doing it. Who is actually stopping you? What situations are actually stopping you? What laws, what circumstances, what people, what situations, all of these things are known or unknown, are kind of up against you, and try to start dealing with them, or if you can't deal with them, some things you just can't, how to get around them. So yeah, just be aware of outside forces and the effect they're having on you, and have a look at that. Okay, Catherine, how do I proceed with my current employment situation? The monk. Okay. Interesting that this usually happens. The same servant will come up a number of times in a reading when I do these. So silence again, retreat, come back. Right, I know what it is. It's there seems to be a sense of that. It's all go, 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 go. We have to do this. There has to be something. It's go, go, go. And there's now at times kind of come back a bit more, connect with yourself, connect with where you want to be, have a rethink of what it was that you were initially trying to do, or wanted to be, and come back a bit more into the silence. So say if it was a job hunt, I don't know exactly what your situation is, that it was like, sending out all the CVs, doing all the things, going to all the interviews, rah, 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 is just to pull back from that and have a rethink, have a silent, regroup, reground. Just, it's not exactly a rest, like it's it's just to, stop with the, whatever that is, with the madness. So stop with the constant full on, and just have a regroup, come back into a bit of silence, a bit of meditative state, and breathe. Okay. Kim Hosmo, what do I need right now, and what am I not paying attention to? Okay. I'm going to go with what do I need to do right now, because we're running out of time. Interesting, isn't it, that we have the same servants coming out? And of course, I am shuffling them. The opposer. So again, you have to look at what is you've been surrounded by, and the people that are around you, the situations that are around you, the circumstances that you find yourself in, and how are they impacting your life and stopping you from getting what you want, or being who you want to be, or feeling the way you want to be. That there's some sort of sense of an external opposition that needs to be looked at. Doesn't mean you have to, it necessarily doesn't mean you have to like bowl through it and destroy it and get over it and attack it and battle it and all that. You can just see it for what it is, and then avoid it or move around it or do something else, but just to become aware of it and have a kind of a think about the outside external oppositions that are going on. Sue Davis, how are things at my place of employment looking for me? The sun. So that's good. There's good energy there. There's a good power there. There is, the sun is the center of the universe, center of our galaxy. What are we in? The sun is the center of our 8 or 9 planet thing. The galaxy is a solar system. Oh my God, solar system. The clue is in the name. So yeah, it seems to be good. So there's good energy. There's the sun gives us all life, like everything that happens on Earth, anything that grows, all of these things all come from the sun. It's nourishment. It's good. Yeah, it seems without, I suppose you would probably need a bigger reading for that, but it's like good overall, very good, positive, a good energy. Marco, how to boost my paying cartomantic clientele? Okay. 1 minute left, and this is the last question. We did it, folks. We did it. We got there. Am I still in focus? Probably not. My apologies if I'm not. But anytime I try to then refocus halfway through a video, I put it out of focus, so I'll just leave it. Marco, how to boost my paying cartomantic clientele? The protester. Okay. So what you need to do is stop allowing other people telling you what you are, and start having your own voice, and start shouting your own voice and speaking for yourself and doing things the way you want to do them, and not accepting necessarily tradition, the people around you, circumstances, or whatever it is, or how this is usually done to dictate what you do. Be your own, have your own voice. This has been Adventures in Moo Monthly Divinations. 10 seconds left. May your best days be ahead. May you have a wonderful end to this year, and may next year be the greatest year of all time. Here's hoping.